Okay, landing me the rag. So we'll continue here with these distributors. So I didn't actually notice this earlier, but this one is missing the distributor cap clip. So I have a spare one, and there's a little bit of a rusty split in there. So I'm after giving it a spray WD, and we should be able to wiggle him out. And there we go. That'll do. And what we'll have to do now is measure in there, get a measurement across there, cut a little bit of pin or something to go through there and to hold it on in there. So that'll be the best thing to do, I think. Roughly, I'll go a little bit too long so that we can file it short. So I'm going to go with about there. Yeah, just going to go to about whatever's there. That's coming in there just at 16 mil. Tighten him up. I'm going to go and find a little bit of a split pin would do, but you'd have to go drilling there and there. Whereas if I get a little pin, it'll fit in there, and I'll be able to just dunt it closed. Because if you look at the rest of them, that's how they're done. They're just actually dunted closed. So that is what I'm going to do. Find something there. So cool, I'll go and find something. I'll just chuck in a rash. I'll come back when I found something. So sometimes the best things are the simplest things. So we'll just cut this nail here. Okay, collect that because that's a puncture waiting to happen. I'll cut the sharp point off it there, and we'll measure our roughly 16 mil, and yeah, that's probably too long, so we'll just have a file at the ready, and we'll fire this into the, is it this one? Here it is. We'll fire this into the vise, give it a little pinch, and we'll just see if we can manhandle that in. It's going to be too long, I'd say. Yeah, it's a good bit too long actually. So that's alright. When it's actually pushed in, it's not too bad, but it's, yeah, it's definitely too long. So we'll take another nyomp off it, and we'll chance it again. It's going to take a little bit of to and fro, but we will get it in and we will get it fixed, and then it'll be some use to someone. Let's take about 2 mil off it there. A lot of people just put split pins in them. Like, they don't have a whole lot of things to turn really when you think of it. A whole lot of things to support. It's only a clip, so should be fine. There we go. Okay, so we're in there. We've got to do the dunting bit. That's the bit that I'm not overly fond of now. The thoughts of it anyway. Dunting it closed. The bit that you're meant to dunt is probably broke off it, you see. But we will try it. What will we want? We will want a tiny little hammer, like this little hammer here that's used for fromy finioige, for window frames, putting in little tacks, nails into it. I was trying to see, maybe that would nearly be enough on its own. Any punch I have would nearly be heavier than that. Now, so we want to be nice and careful here, cushion it. It is only a pewter, like it is the kind of stuff that carburetors are made out of. So it is only pot pewter really. So I don't know, is this going to be successful or not. I'll get a pick to hold it back. And because it was broke off before, there's a good chance that a bit of it is broke off that you would use for holding it in. So there's a good chance I could end up breaking another bit off it, and then it will be a drill only option and put a split pin through it. But anyway, why am I doing that when it should be through the clip? So it's a nice fit on the clip there actually, in fairness. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, and we can use the clip then to keep her pulled forward. So that leaves us with very little space then to do the bit of dunching that we need to do. It is soft, like so, it should dunch. I might get a small little punch. I'm going to be super careful here because the whole lot of the stride with as little as one tap of a hammer. Okay, that's starting to get a little hold on that side there. And that's starting to get a little hole on that side. So if I'm being very fussy, I now can see I actually could have went a little bit longer, and going a little bit longer would help, because it would actually get a better, be easier for it to hold in place. So I might just remake that pin. Yeah, that's the safest, because I don't care about destroying a nail. So we don't even use them anymore or anything, but really, nails, I'll use that off and pair of screws. Again, another nail. We'll do that again. We'll just make it a little bit longer. Make it a tiny bit longer. We'll use what we cut as a template, and use what we cut as a template. Okay. I'll use what we cut there, if I can, there it is. And we'll just go a little touch longer. I actually would prefer to have to file it back, because you have more control over the likes of a file than you do the likes of a hacksaw. You can always file a bit off handy. So if I was just to go a touch more than that, we'll just go a little bit too much. Let's bring it back into towards the vise instead of having it bending around the place. We'll probably have to file this back, which is no harm. We'll get it nice and snug, and it'll be easier then to dunt that bit of pewter around it then. More of a chance that it will, well, it's more of a, it'll need less whacking. That's more what I'm interested in. So we'll take our clip. It's probably a good bit too long. See here now what it's like. Put this back in the vise. This is literally just doing the very basic kind of improvements to this. It's one thing that did stand out, I suppose you could say. You see it doesn't have a clip. It's lucky enough to have one there in the box there. Yes, we're definitely too long, and that's exactly what I want, because I can do a little bit filing on the other vise over there. We'll keep him nice and snug where he is, and we'll just take a touch off this lad here. That's why it's handy having two vices. We take literally back and forth and try each time. We will get this as snug as we possibly can, and then the least amount of baiting will hopefully be needed then to get it to fit, because the fact it's broke out, it definitely has lost a little bit of its material there, so we want to obviously save what is left. Lucky enough to have the bloody clip. We're still just a little bit too long, but I tell you, a touch or two more of that file and we are probably perfect. As much as I would love it just to fly up into it there now, we probably could get that to tip up into there if I had the right tool. It'd be a nice tight fit. Yeah, just too tight. So I'll just take another little knot off that and we'll have a go down to see. Okay, literally 3 rubs of a file. 3 rubs is all I got. I'd say if we're lucky, if that bloody clamp would move, we might just get in there with a punch. The snugger this is, the better. Flathead screwdriver and just give it a last done tone. That is probably nearly, yeah, it does get a bit loose when it's in there. So now we're hopefully going to have reduced the amount of whacking we need to do. Give it a little wangle left and right, make sure it doesn't come out. Yeah, that is good enough. So it is. So now we have a complete distributor again. Okay. What we'll do is we'll just get a cap for it and make sure it fits. And the bastard's too long. Okay. That's no bother at all. We can fix that. So I know that this came in the parts for a 20 TVO, like, so it definitely is. It's most likely a Ferguson 21. I mean, that's all the parts. There was no other parts in that consignment, only from that particular tractor. I can shorten it by just putting more of a bend on that. Just need to bend. I'll do a little bit more on it. It's a little bit brittle now, in fairness, but I should do the trick. And then finally, just so you can get your finger in behind it, give that a little bend out. Yeah, there you go. Up and down. No. Yeah, that's that. Yeah. Yeah. Why wouldn't it be? That one's a 1953. Brilliant.